Mankind's very first tools, stone and timber. It was the building blocks of civilization then and still is now. The reason I've always enjoyed working with timber is every single piece has its own unique ability, its own grain structure. It dries at different rates. It has its own quirk abilities to it. And every single piece that you use gives its own challenge. Without a doubt, this is my favorite machine in the workshop. It allows me to level up my slabs that I would never ever dream that was possible. I can turn large platters onto this that I could not turn on a lathe because of the weight and the difficulty of getting them into balance. So this piece here is now ready to level up and turn this into a platter, believe it or not. Well, after my pieces come off the leveling machine, this is where they go. I can take my big slabs, roll them underneath this sander, and then take them to the finishing table. I had the opportunity 25 years ago to pick this machine up. Came over from Scotland in 1877. You can see in the casting head. It had been through a fire probably in the 1960s and was almost destroyed. So I rebuilt it and put it together the way I wanted to use it, and I'll still never wear it out. Bigger picture would be life as a whole, the universe, incorporating all this. Why are we here? Who God knows? But it's just always been a fascination of between the universe, what we have here on Earth, the materials at hand, and as being an artist, I like to do my own interpretation of the blending and mixing of mediums to create my own individual artworks. But dinosaur bone is just about as old as some of the meteorites as well. Millions and millions of years old, fossilized. Like, get this from collectors from the States, and then I slice it up and then caboche on it and then put it into some of my sculpture pieces. And it just adds a whole different medium to my sculpture work. And the grain patterns into it from the cell structure. It's just incredible. Well, this is my personal space. My workshop is where I have as a sanctuary. I can come every day. A few pieces are international, but predominantly it's all Australian timbers. Queensland maple from far north Queensland. Western Australia I get jarrah. Tasmania, pieces of hew and pine. I've got to have an inspiration of making something. Pieces I've tucked away for years may just sit there and do nothing until one day I come across it and look at it and it tells me what it wants to be. Here I'm surrounded by a few pieces, this one in particular. I've been working on for 15 years of working out the right orientation of changing this thing into a dragon. I knew what it was going to be when I first saw it, but I didn't know how I was going to set it up. I tried to think of anyone on Earth that didn't have contact with timber. I couldn't do it. Well, timber, it's certainly the most universal material here on Earth. A wonderful renewable resource. But at the same time, we still need to make sure that we maintain it as a sustainable material as well. Here we have my liquefied amber. Hundreds of thousands of years old and ready for spraying. This is a piece of natural amber in its rough state, and this is would be more of a collector's piece. This is something that I would never melt down. And what I do with amber is I liquefy it and spray it as a finish, and taking it back to its natural state. It was originally a sap, but it hardened over hundreds of thousands of years. And here I have a couple of remnants of pieces of crocodile leather. I'd already used the other pieces into one of my sculptures. Impactica. She was a figment of my imagination, if you want to call it a she. I wanted to incorporate not only meteorites, but a variety of materials that I have collected over the years. Dinosaur bone, crocodile leather, because crocodiles are one of the last existing dinosaurs on the earth. Opals, they're here because of evolution as well. And gold, 24 karat gold is onto it. That's here because of meteorites as well. All of this into one big crater as a formation. But you look at the middle of it, a portal back out into space. All the opals, they look like nebulas and swirling galaxies. So that kind of makes the link of the meteorite coming into Earth, leaving its impact, changing the planet as what we see it is today, and then the portal looking back out into space. All these materials that I've incorporated into the framework of this beautiful red gum burl. This becomes the vehicle allowing me to convey my artistic interpretation of our place in history, and the universe for that matter. If we lost all the trees, so goes humanity, the same way as the dinosaur.